Good morning, folks. It's 10 o'clock, Sunday, the 18th of February, 2024. I just want to say, just headed out to run a few errands before I go online here. Should have went out this morning, but wasn't feeling too good. Had a long day yesterday and a late night. My private ride that I was picking up from the airport was kind of delayed a little bit and went longer than I thought it was going to, so I just didn't have the energy this morning to get up. And that's a great thing about being an independent contractor. You know, I didn't have to call in. I didn't have to explain to anybody why I wasn't out there today. Now, with that being said, I would like to thank my private ride, because technically he prepaid for 3 of them, and he's going back. He goes back and forth to Canada, about every month or so, and so I told him, say, hey, next one is you're still covered for the next ride, because he's going back on 28th or 29th. And he goes, oh no. He goes, I saw, about what you guys were protesting about. And he goes, I kind of agree with you. And he goes, no, we're even. So, he gave me $100, and I told him I'd do 3 rides for him. So, it's going to be $30 a ride, which is what I told him I would do. And then just a $10 tip for all 3 rides. Could there have been more on the tip for it? Yeah, I could have done that, but, I was just like, hey, no. And then he goes, no, we're good. So it ended up being $50 a ride. So there we go. And he's still a client. So that's good. Now, I will say this too. I have been watching a lot of YouTube content on the protest and subscribing to those channels that covered it, that supported it, and everything else. And I like to go on their comments when they're doing something about it, or at least if they said something about the protest. They may have not done a protest video, but at least on some of their videos I saw them doing live content, but it said, hey, this is why we're doing this on the 14th. So, you know what? I said, thank you for supporting the protest. That's all, in fact, I said thank you, and I don't even agree with some of the stuff he does. But he did protest. And that's the other thing, too, is haters. Why? Oh, why? I mean, other than just to, or lack of better words, be an asshole, why do you have to go on somebody else's channel and degrade them? Okay, it's one thing, and like I said, I even, this one channel uses an app. It kind of lets him know he can set his own parameters on how to accept a ride. Hey, I want this many cents a mile. I only want to go this many miles. I want this type of passenger rating, and yada, yada, yada. And, I just, I asked him a question about it. But that was just it. I wasn't trying to degrade the person or anything like that. Or if I have a question, like there was one I wanted to seriously ask a question, but I want to watch more of his video content because he just wasn't in a good mood that day, and you can kind of see it. So I'm not going to dog somebody on there when they're having a down day and then say, hey, why did you do this? Hey, you know what? Let's see if I can catch you on a good day, and you're doing the same thing when technically you're having a good day. Then I can question, hey, I've got a question about something you're doing. And that's just it. Just ask it like that. Don't say, oh, you're a fucking idiot. How dare you freaking not, how can you decline a ride that's over $1 a mile? Well, I want $2 a mile. That's why I declined it, And that's just it. If you're doing that, just be respectful. Like if you're gonna question somebody's antics or what they're doing, just be respectful about it. That's all that matters, and you'll get an honest answer one way or the other. There's no need to, and it's the other way around too. I shouldn't feel threatened if you ask me a question and you're respectful about it. I shouldn't feel threatened about that. I should feel, okay, well, you want to open up a dialogue on what I do versus what you do. All right, well, let's talk. And we can either do it, in the comments, or we can do it off screen through a chat, through a text, through even a phone call. I wouldn't mind taking a phone call even. But let's kind of like, and I'll put this out between Jeff and the professor. Jeff, was going on about the professor after the professor called him out, and vice versa. They were going at it there for a while. There was, the professor was like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go legal with this shit," and then they just kind of faded away, kind of like the news cycle that faded away, and then the first of the year or whatever, the professor gets with Jeff and says, "Hey, I know we haven't seen eye to eye, but I think we're both at the same point of we both agreed that you and I are not the problem. It's you and I versus the apps are the problem." And that was it, So you got to look at, just think about things like that. Don't try and be a troll, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Resist the urge to be a troll. Be respectful. Ask a decent question too. Don't just, just say, "Hey, why did you decline that ride? But yet there was another ride that you accepted was pretty much the same ride. What is your philosophy on that?" That's just the easy way to do it. And that would be the question I would ask this person. Because like I said, he was using an app that basically, if there's something in the red, you should decline it. But it was actually showing in the green. Everything was green. Why didn't you accept it? But like I said, the guy was having a bad day. So I'm not about to freaking set off a bad day. Set off somebody's freaking what's the word I'm looking for? Set off somebody's anger. Not the word I was looking for, but anyway, to set off their freaking defense mechanism, if you will, when it doesn't need to be set off. They're having a bad day. The apps were treating them like shit. Well, that's why we're striking, and that's, like I said, this guy was supporting the strike or the protest. So why freaking make an enemy of him when I can say, okay, maybe I should get on his channel and say, "Hey, man, I see you had a bad day, but just remember that's why we protested on the 14th. That should be in fact, I think I will do that. That will be what I send to this guy in a comment is, "Hey, I appreciate you trying to still be out there, even though it's looking like shit, but you still went out there to try and do something." And, not everybody is going to want to do private rides. And, that's just it. But what we're protesting for is so that you don't have to do 60 to 80 hours to stay alive. Okay? Like I said, you're working yourself to death. And, you're losing time with your family. If, whether you have kids, wife, or whatever, you're losing time with your other, your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, whatever, cousins, aunts, uncles. You're losing that time because you're freaking too busy giving shitty rides and losing money at it. All right. So that's why we protested, is because we want better conditions for the ride. I think the one thing that stuck with me the most was with one of the videos I saw, and it was Torsten's video about people that had passed away. And, I don't know all the facts with all the freaking Uber drivers or, rideshare drivers that were killed. But the one that got to me the most that there's no facts that need to be said or looked up is that the person got up and just wanted to kill somebody that day. And this rideshare driver, this lady, was a victim of that. Didn't do anything to this person. This person just wanted to kill somebody. What the fuck? How do you defend it against that? There's to me, there's no way the app could have protected this person. This person just had a mental problem that never would have shown up. Just woke up, hey, I want to kill somebody today. Wow. Like I said, I don't know if there was signs that, hey, maybe she could have declined just by looking at the person. I don't know. But the app couldn't have saved you from that. Now, the app can save us in other ways, as far as, hey, when you sign up to use Uber, we need an ID. Okay? Just in case something does go wrong, we have something to give to the authorities on who this person was. So that even if you use a freaking a stupid ass name, that you can be tracked. We have an address now. Granted, you can still get a fake license and whatever, but you can move and it's not the right. But at least we have something to go on. They don't even the apps don't even require you to get a picture, so it's hard to see who am I picking up. Sometimes you can. I admit with Lyft sometimes you can, but for the most part, I think Uber's doing it too. It's been, I really don't even look at them anymore just because I don't expect half of them to be there. But there should be a required picture. We even have to take photos. We're already on the app. We've been verified. We've had background checks and everything else done. But yet when we click on here sometimes, they want to verify who we are. Well, why aren't they verifying the freaking rider? Why doesn't the rider have to at least put an ID? They don't have to have anything else. They don't have to prove they're a citizen of the United States. They don't have to even be from the United States. This could be globally. Just put an ID so that Uber, in case something happens, has something to give the authorities that, hey, this person was killed. All they've got is just a name, and where you were picked up at. Now, if I decide to get robbed from somebody that I pick up at Walmart and they were going to meet with some of their buddies around the street, that couldn't even be their address because nobody knows. There's no verification on who the rider is. And that's what needs to happen. I'll let you guys go because I got to go. Like I said, I'm out running some errands and I got to go do that. But I just wanted to do this quick video just to let you guys know what's going on. And, and I think Torsten said it. And, a lot of people said this is just one of many protests that we're doing. And you don't need 100% participation for the protest to be a success. We were on the news. We put the apps on the news. We put the apps saying, hey, this is what's happening. Now, I'm going to do a video here after I'm done with this one on the insurance and how to show some more ways that they're ripping us off through the insurance. Their inconsistencies in insurance charging. All right, I'll let you guys go. Have a great Sunday. Be safe out there, and always remember, smart decisions equal better profits. I should have took a drink of water. All right, guys, take care.